Is it fair to say season 5, Saul Goodman is here to stay?
No, sorry to tell you, Saul will come and go. I don't think we end up with Saul. We end up with a different guy altogether in this show.
What?
Yeah. He becomes Saul Goodman, and then the Breaking Bad sequence happens, and then he's a different guy after that. And they tell that story too.
Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down and discussing the reveal that Better Call Saul Season 6 is the last season confirmed, along with the fact that an interview with Bob Odenkirk, who plays Saul Goodman himself, makes it seem like Better Call Saul will be crossing over with Breaking Bad by the end of Season 5. With that being said, warning of spoilers up to the Season 4 finale, and let's jump right into this. So, it's been a huge debate on how long Better Call Saul will go on for, or rather, how long it should go on for. Some complain that the show is too slow, while others say that there's still so much story to tell. That being said, it'll feel strange for the spin-off show to last longer than the original. I've always wanted the show to go on for longer than 5 seasons, but it's been a popular debate on whether the spin-off show should outrun the original or not. Bob Odenkirk even said back during Season 4's airing that having Better Call Saul last longer than Breaking Bad would just feel strange. And speaking of strange, it's kinda weird talking about Season 6 before Season 5 has even aired, but I honestly think that this is big news because it's always been a debate of how long the show should go on. Not only that, but how is the show going to line up with Breaking Bad, and how much post-Breaking Bad are we going to see with Gene before the show concludes? I essentially see the first 3 seasons of the show as the Chuck era, setting up the characters, showing how they all meet, getting used to the world that they live in, and how they were all before they broke bad. Seasons 4 to 6 will further show Jimmy's transformation into Saul, along with wrapping up the show as it parallels Breaking Bad, and hopefully shows a bunch of what happens afterwards with Gene. Season 6 will apparently have a total of 13 episodes, 3 more than usual, and it will go on to production later this year, 2020, with a release date of 2021. So now that we know how long Better Call Saul will last, and that the show is finite and it will end, what do we want to see from the show before it's over? There's so much to conclude from each character, and I think that 2 more seasons could be enough to do so, but the show will definitely have to pick up the pace.
It's showtime, folks.
We still need to see everything unfold involving Lalo and Nacho coming full circle to the "it wasn't me, it was Ignacio" connection that almost feels like a damn prophecy at this point.
No, it wasn't me, it was Ignacio, he's the one! Siempre soy amigo! Siempre soy amigo del cartel! Shut up! I just speak English. Lalo didn't send you? No, Lalo? Who? Oh, thank God! Oh, Christ.
So what will happen to them? Although Robert Foster sadly passed away on the day that El Camino was released to the public, apparently he has scenes already filmed for Season 5, so his character Ed the Disappearer will appear one more time on screen during Season 5. Could this be related to Nacho? The most popular theory for Nacho's conclusion is that Jimmy will discover Ed and Nacho will be the first client that he gives him, but what do you guys think? I think that it's logical and likely, but it'll kind of be a shame to have him be the key solution for Nacho, Saul, and Jesse, as we saw in the El Camino movie as well, but I had the same complaint then with Jesse's solution being Ed, the same as Saul's, and in the end, I still liked it, and I loved the El Camino movie. I may do an entire video focusing on the conclusion of Nacho's character involving Ed the Disappearer, so if you have any theories on how the stars will align involving them and Lalo and Saul, let me know.
When you're in, you're in.
Moving on, we also still need to see how Kim and Jimmy will separate and go their different ways, along with how Saul eventually comes into connection with Gus's business through Mike. We've technically already seen Jimmy meet Gus back in Season 3 due to Mike, but that's kinda when they both had a fake face on, and Jimmy still has no clue of who Gus truly is. And then there's Gene. Normally we get a Gene scene at the beginning of each season, but are we really only going to get 2 more Gene scenes? I don't think so. And isn't that just fun to say? Gene scene? Anyways, it's been a huge debate on how much Gene we'll see by the finale of the show, and it'll become an even bigger discussion once Season 5 has finished and we're going into the final season, but just saying I hope that they reformat either the final 2 seasons, including a handful of episodes to include Gene, along with a full arc of him post-Breaking Bad. And speaking of which, that leads me into the second main topic of the video, which recently an interview may have confirmed our hopes and dreams.
I don't think we end up with Saul. We end up with a different guy altogether in this show.
What?
He becomes Saul Goodman, and then the Breaking Bad sequence happens, and then he's a different guy after that. And they tell that story too.
When Bob Odenkirk is asked if Saul is here to stay by the end of the season, Bob implies that we'll see much more than just Jimmy transforming into Saul for good. He says that Jimmy transforms into Saul, but then a Breaking Bad sequence happens, and then we get to continue the story with him afterwards. So, what is this Breaking Bad sequence moment? It seems like the show will be transitioning itself past the Breaking Bad timeline. I know this is a lot to say from like 20 seconds of an interview, but he says that after the Breaking Bad sequence happens, Saul turns into someone different entirely, and then he says that they tell the story for that too, which is really important wording. It sounds like they're going to tell an entire story for Gene, and that it's going to be forefront with the show. And he's not only acting like it'll be a major part of the show, he's saying that it'll entirely become Gene by the end of the season. And yes, it is safe to say that he's talking about Gene, especially since the description of the Twitter post showing the interview clip shows Jimmy's name followed by an arrow, then Saul's name followed by another arrow, and then finally Gene's name. So, it seems like there will be a certain moment in Season 5 where the Better Call Saul prequel story will end, the show will match up with Breaking Bad running parallel, a sequence will happen transforming it and pushing it past Breaking Bad, and then Better Call Saul will continue with a post-Breaking Bad story. Will we actually get a full season and a half of post-Breaking Bad content? Like, he made it seem like this was going to happen in Season 5, so it seems like Gene could be implemented in a different fashion sooner than we thought, and this is news to me because although this is what I wanted, I didn't think it would actually happen, at least not until Season 6 or around the finale of the show. And this isn't complaining at all, but I originally felt safe to say that we'd probably only get a snippet of Gene at the beginning of Season 5, just like all the previous seasons, and that Season 6 could be where things really start to take off, but now that I've seen this new interview with Bob Odenkirk hinting at a big Breaking Bad sequence for the show that pushes it into post-Breaking Bad, that's just really taken everything we've known and flipped it upside down, so I'm really excited now. Gene is one of the most interesting parts of the show, specifically because it's the only post-Breaking Bad that we've officially seen. Well, up until the El Camino movie that came out with Jesse Pinkman, but that was after Season 4. With that being said, now that Jesse's prologue has been set up and completed, and we've seen a lot of post-Breaking Bad, that only further pushes them to show more post-Breaking Bad by the end of Better Call Saul, now that they've already had an entire movie about it. I feel like they were nervous to show too much, post-Breaking Bad just in Better Call Saul, but now that there's a whole movie with Jesse about it, I feel like they might open up and show more of the post-Breaking Bad world, instead of just closed off at Gene's Cinnabon. If there are any other conclusions you have for the show and its characters, let me know. And what characters from Better Call Saul could return for a story arc or two before the show ends, and what characters could still show up from Breaking Bad. We already know that we'll see Ed the Disappearer at least one more time, but who else? We were recently given confirmation that Hank and Gomez will be appearing on Better Call Saul Season 5, so how do you guys think they will be included into the Season 5 story? Apparently Hank will appear in 2 episodes, while Gomez will be more of a series regular. Will we see them pre-Breaking Bad in the Better Call Saul Jimmy McGill timeline, or will we not see them until the Breaking Bad sequence and post-Breaking Bad timeline? We know that both Hank and Gomez unfortunately don't make it out of the Breaking Bad event, so I assume it will be during this Breaking Bad sequence whenever that happens. One of my next videos will be focused on the confirmation of Hank and Gomez being in Season 5 of Better Call Saul, so let me know what you guys think about their roles being reprised and how they're going to fit into the timeline and the story. Now, in the article it says how Vince Gilligan apparently confirmed at the panel that neither Bryan Cranston or Aaron Paul will be appearing in Better Call Saul, that's some news to me. I mean, I definitely thought that it was going to happen by the finale of the show, because that's pretty much all they talked about leading up to and during the Breaking Bad reunion. Now, I guess that Aaron Paul and Bryan Cranston might have liked the idea so much that it kind of turned into the El Camino movie, with Jesse starring throughout the entire movie, and we do get a few, Walt cameos with Bryan Cranston appearing for a few flashbacks, so I guess that it went down that avenue and it turned into that instead of being on Better Call Saul itself. But I would have liked to see some sort of interaction with Walt during the Breaking Bad sequence, or at least have Gene meet up with Jesse, or have some indication of them both being alive, but I guess that they just turned that into the movie and that'll be that. So I thought that maybe we would have a situation where Gene is watching TV and he sees everything unfolding about Jesse's escape, but I didn't know how that could tie into the Gene timeline, or why Gene would ever want to contact Jesse again. But if you have any sort of theories involving Gene and his conclusion in general, definitely let me know, because the thing is, we've got a handful of Season 5 trailers over the past few weeks. One focused on Gene opening the Cinnabon store, there's a behind-the-scenes trailer for Season 5, and then an actual short teaser trailer with a bunch of clips for the season. And I have so much to talk about involving Gene that I was thinking of taking this chance to do an entire video discussing Gene going into Season 5, especially with all of this recent news that we've gotten, and then I'll have a follow-up video afterwards discussing all of the little clips and snippets of the scenes that were shown from Season 5 in the other two teaser trailers. Also, if any of you are interested in Rick and Morty at all, I know this is random, but I actually did a Christmas special video breaking down and discussing the timeline of the Season 4 mid-season finale for that show, which was their first true time travel episode, so I'd appreciate you guys going and checking that out, even if you're only casually aware of Rick and Morty. I put a lot of work into that video, but the combination of my shoddy upload schedule combined with the lack of letting you guys know about it beforehand really neutered the video's performance, and it's honestly one of the best videos I feel like I've ever done. I've put a lot of effort into editing it, and I think it really shows. So with that being said, I'd appreciate any traction you guys could give to it. Subscribe and hit that bell notification for more content on Better Call Saul in the near future, and if you guys like that Rick and Morty video, I'm always open to do more and discuss other shows in general as well. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!
It's all good, man.